through this process was truncated by members opposite. Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chair, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, what's his name? I call the honourable member David Bennett.
I move that the question be now put.
I think I'll call the honourable Damien O'Connor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I have not spoken in this debate before because my colleagues have been doing such a very good job, but I have to take the opportunity to come down and speak in this House for two reasons. Firstly, this is so important for my electorate. Solid energy is one of our assets that government is going to sell to their mates, Mr. Speaker. So it is important that I speak out on behalf of them, Mr. Speaker. I've also taken the liberty of the democratic process to submit an amendment, an SOP, a very minor one, Mr. Speaker, that adds one word to the title of this bill, Mr. Speaker. And it adds the word up to the title of mixed ownership model, because this is indeed a mixed up ownership. You can take two perspectives on that. If the government is right in the fact that it's offering opportunities to a wide range of mums and dads in this country, then I guess mixed up will be the ownership model that they are referring to. More accurately, though, is the mixed up management approach that each and every one of these SOEs will take in the interim period till their final sale. And as a fine example of that, and the Minister over there will know, that Solid Energy through the late 90s, through the period when it was getting ready for sale under the previous national government, it in fact ran an outrageous regime of management that saw shortcuts taken and, in my view, contributed in no small way to what we saw at Pike River, unfortunately. That mixed up ownership model, that would be a more accurate title in this bill, in my view, was a mixed-up management model that each and every one of these SOEs, which has a vital role to play in the infrastructural development of this country, the mixed-up ownership and management will lead to, in my view, inferior outcomes for us as a country, Mr. Speaker, and superior outcomes for all those people who might want to invest in it. Mr. Speaker, this debate is about sovereignty in this country. The title and commencement of the bill are absolutely crucial because, in my view, they don't accurately reflect what is going on here. This is the sellout of New Zealand. This is the right to control our destiny through our ability to manage our infrastructure into the future. And this national government is going to hand over to a mixed bunch of owners, they say, or mixed up bunch of owners, the rights to extract monopolistic dividends in many cases. Because in my view, the problem with electricity, of course, and anyone who studies the market will know that the less investment that occurs in the electricity sector, the more the owners can extract from their existing investments. And so that will see the rundown of our infrastructure up and down this country, and excessive profits put into the hands of Mr. Brownlee and his wealthy mates who can afford to come along and purchase the shares. Those mixed-up owners will not be there in the best interest of New Zealand, Mr. Speaker. That's why I put up my SOP that adds the word up. Not in a flippant way, but in an accurate way that in simple terms, more accurately reflects what will happen with these companies. And the unfortunate outcome will be this country will suffer in the long term. This is about our ability to own and control our destiny into the future. And that government is prepared to put that destiny into the hands of people who will extract as much money as they can from assets that my father, my grandfather, and people before that contributed to, sometimes with their lives, with their hearts and souls, to build a better country, and the national government is now prepared to hand that to people who have the privilege of more money, when at this very point Each and every New Zealander owns those assets. This is an outrageous act of treachery, and in any other country would be called treason, Mr. Speaker. In any other country, that is what it would be called, Mr. Speaker. And while the minister over there is somewhat sensitive to it, that is the truth of what is happening in this House this evening, and he very well knows that. Yes, Mr. Speaker.
I call the honourable member Scott Simpson.
I move the question.